Hello everyone, welcome back to StudyBuddy Code channel. We're solving SAT maths questions in the domain algebra. The difficulty level is medium. If you'd like to know how I've selected these questions, you can go back to the first video in this playlist. Now let's start reading the question now. On a 200-mile trip, Cameron drove at an average speed of 60 miles per hour for the first X hours. He then completed the trip driving at an average speed of 50 miles per hour for the remaining Y hours. If X equals 1, what is the value of Y? So I'll give you a minute to try to solve this question by yourself. You can go ahead and pause the video. Okay, let's start solving this question now. So they're asking us about the value of Y. What's Y? Y is the remaining hours. And they have given us the total distance, which is a 210-mile trip, and the average speed, which is 60 miles per hour for the first X hours. And then he completed the trip at an average speed of 50 miles per hour. So there are two speeds here, two speed values here for the remaining Y hours. If X equals 1, so they also gave us X, which is the number of hours. So here, I'm going to use something called this triangle. You most probably have seen this before, which is something like this. DST, and a line here, and a line there. Okay, so what this is the speed, distance, time triangle. So here I can derive my equation. So for example, distance equals, let's write that again. Distance equals speed times time, okay? That's times. Let's change that. Times time. And speed equals distance divided by time. So here it's going to multiply anything above and below, it's going to divide. So that's how this triangle works. So distance divided by time, and time here equals distance divided by speed. So since they have given us the total distance, let's use the distance formula, right? Because they have given us the speed and the time for one of the values. So it seems pretty reasonable to start using the distance value, especially because they have given us the total miles for the trip. Okay, so let's use this formula, this one. Okay, so first of all, let's add the two distances, because here we're dividing our trip into, first of all, d1, let's say, equals speed 1 times t, which is time 1. Speed 1 here is 60, and time is x. I know it's 1, but let's leave it as x for now. And the second distance, d2, equals speed 2 times t2, which is time 2. The second speed is 50 miles per hour, and the remaining hours, it's y. Okay, 50y. So we have our distance 1 and distance 2, so let's add them together. 60x plus 50y equals 210. Okay, so I'm not going to write any units here. Alright, okay, here. Okay, so we have x equals 1, so let's substitute that now. 61 plus 50 y equals 210. That is going to be 60 in general, right? So I'm gonna go 50y equals 210. 60 is a positive number here, so we're going to subtract it here. Okay, so that's going to be 50y equals t. Okay, and now y equals 150. Since it's multiplying here, it's going to divide here, and this is going to be 50. This is going to be 3, right? Cancel the zeros, divide 15 divided by 5, 3. So the remaining hours, the remaining y hours is equal to 3. and that is your answer. So that is the value of y here. Okay, so the total time is 3 plus 1, which is 4 hours. And we got our two different speeds and we added them together, multiplied with the time to get our total distance, and we got our remaining y hours. So, are we going to use Desmos to solve this? Yes and no. Well, you can just calculate it using this. However, I am going to show you how. But you need to get this equation first, right? You need to get this equation first on paper, or you need to type it in. You can't derive this equation on Desmos, okay? All right, let's go to Desmos now. Okay, so I'm going to type in the equation that we derived. 60x plus 50y equals 210. So there are two ways to solve this using Desmos. The first way I'm going to show you. Well, they gave us if x equals 1, right? So I'm going to take 1 here, and I'm going to add a letter, a, okay? And I'm going to slide it here, and we're going to get 3. Actually, hold on. Here, I'm gonna see where the point 1 is, exactly like that, and as you can see, we get the y value. I can't really click on it, but here the y value is 3. If you can see, yeah, the y value is 3. Another sorry, we're still in the same way. Hold on. Another way to do this is just use Desmos as a calculator, or you could also do it. And this I'm just gonna show you real quick. Okay, so we know a is 1, and I'm gonna slide it slider here until I get 210. So okay, there you go. However, now I'm going to show you the second way to do this. So we have our graph here, right? Now I'm going to click on edit list. It is supposed to give me an option to create a table here. However, this linear equation is in the standard form, correct? It's ax plus by equals c. So Desmos won't allow me to create a table. However, I'm going to convert this standard form into the slope-intercept form. Okay, so I'm going to first add an item. You should only follow this way if you have time. This method can also help you with other types of questions, so I'm just going to show you. So click on table, okay, and on my current graph, I'm going to take 2 points, okay. So I'm going to take 0 and 4.2 and 3.5 and 0. Let me remove them now. Now, it's going to give me an option to add a regression. And since this is a linear regression, I'm going to click on that. And there you go. They gave us the equation in the slope-intercept form. So I'm going to click this off and this there. And now it's going to allow me to create a table. And I'm going to type in x equals 1. And there you go. I got my value y, which is 3. So this is the long shot actually, but I just wanted to show you this method because it helps with other questions when you're asked to convert between standard form and slope-intercept form for any reason. Okay, so that helps. However, for this question, just take 60x plus 50y as it was, okay, and find the 1 there, and oops, 1 and 3. There you go. You solved your question. Okay, thank you.